Okay, so part 5 now. Let's continue with the patch. Major mechanics done, wandering waters done, and some tests. Now map objectives. Roshan is back in the river with one pit located near each side lane. Top layer is slightly closer to Dire's jungle entrance, and bottom one is closer to Radiance. We already saw it or you can see it in the recent videos. Only the active Roshan pit will show as a minimap icon. Okay, that's good. Roshan initially spawns in the bottom pit. Yeah, that's important to know. It starts at the bottom pit. Starting at minute 15, Roshan will follow the day-night cycle, walking across the river towards his designated pit. Top at night and bottom at day. Okay, so the laning phase is not affected by this. It's just after minute 15. When usually the T1 towers mid are both gone for both sides. Roshan no longer has bonus movement speed while moving between pits. Roshan now has basic 25% slow resistance and an additional 25% slow resistance when running between pits. Okay, interesting, the slow resistance. So you cannot slow him down. He has 50% slow resistance when he walks between the pits. When running into a hero while moving between pits, Roshan will stop and grab them before violently throwing them away. Okay, so if your hero walks between the pit and the river, Roshan will throw you away. Upon landing, heroes are stunned for 1 second. Oh, you even get stunned, not just rooted or, I don't know, something else thrown. But you get stunned for 1 second, take 200 pure damage, plus 0.5% of target's current health per minute of game time. Each time plus 1.5% of target's current health per minute of game time. So after 10 minutes it would be 5%, 20 minutes 10%, 30 minutes 15%. Health loss 15% health loss after 30 minutes. That's something. That's maybe 300 HP, or for some heroes maybe even 500 HP. Each time Rothan throws a hero, he gains 70 bonus movement speed and increases throw damage by additional 100 until he reaches his destination pit. After 5 throws, Roshan ignores heroes on his way. That's kind of funny. He's just throwing away heroes. He gains bonus movement speed because of it and has increased throw damage. So instead of 200 pure damage plus 0.5 of the target, with every hero he throws, he gets 100 throw damage more. It doesn't say here though, pure throw damage or just what kind of throw damage, doesn't really say it here. The distance is 1500. How much is the blink dagger? Blink dagger 1200 units. And here it's 1500. Max bonus move speed 300, can be blocked by spell blocking abilities and items like Lincoln's Sphere, but can't be reflected. Okay, Lincoln's works, but Lotus Orb doesn't work. Heroes will be thrown away from Roshan based on their relative position to him. Added Roshan icon near the minimap that shows Roshan's state, alive, dead, maybe alive, and location. If Roshan is dead, the status will also include a timer until his possible respawn. Since Roshan's respawn takes between 8 to 11 minutes during this window, the status will say that he may be alive, but also include a timer until the guaranteed respawn. So that it's still 8 to 11 minutes respawn. It didn't change it. But this new thing icon will tell you if he's alive, may be alive, but also includes a timer with guaranteed respawn, so you have both. If a team gains vision over Roshan or Roshan's roar of retribution is heard during the status, the timer will be updated to inform that Roshan is alive. Yeah, if you don't notice, Roshan has a roar for probably 1 year now, or even 2 years, when he's a bit low HP, 70% HP or 60%, I don't know the exact numbers, then he does a roar that you can hear as opponent team. All your 5 opponents can hear it when you're doing the Roshan, which is a really important change, because now that Roshan is closer to the mid lane, you can use your TPs to TP there and contest the Roshan. Before that, the roar was heard, but you knew the Roshan is at the complete opposite of corner, right bottom corner or left top corner, so you didn't really know if you can even contest it because you're too far away. But now you can just TP to the mid lane if you still have the tier 1 tower. If a team gains vision over Roshan or Roshan's roar of retribution is heard during this status, the timer will be updated to inform that Roshan is alive. Templar Assassin's Third Eye Innate will cause the icon to display exactly when and where the Roshan will respawn. So I'll just show you the Templar. Templar Third Eye, Templar's Assassin and her teammates can see Roshan's respawn timer. Roar of Retribution now also applies a 2-second disarm on all affected units. Oh, that's kind of annoying. You're doing the Roshan and then you cannot hit him for 2 seconds because you're disarmed. It's like Heaven's Halberd disarms you for 3 seconds and on melee targets and 4 on ranged targets. Oh, I didn't even know it's 3 seconds on melee and 4 on ranged. I thought it was similar 4 for melee and range. I mean equal, not similar. Temp and what else? Radius decreased from 900 to 600. Cast point increased from 0.1 second to 0.5 seconds. Cooldown increased from 20 seconds to 60 seconds. Roshan's knockback now has a 2-second cooldown before it can be applied to the same unit again. Added a unique attack animation for Bash as well as a new animation and particles for Roar of Retribution. Roshan's knockback now has a 2-second cooldown before it can be applied to the same unit again. And that's also a good change. This is a good change. The knockback, Roshan moves to you and then you only get knockbacked once. You don't constantly get knockbacked when he walks into your direction. The Roar of Retribution has a 60-second cooldown. That's triple instead of 20 seconds. Tripled instead of 20 seconds, 60 seconds. Cast point also instead of 0.1 to 0.5. I'll test it soon. Then Tormentor, what did they do with this? Tormentor spawns repositioned because of the new map to the corners of the map. There's only a single Tormentor active at a time. Tormentor now spawns for the first time at 15 minutes 7:13. Turbo is different game mode. Here you can play unranked all pick or turbo mode, a shorter version of all pick with increased gold and XP, weaker towers and streamlined couriers. It's good to test some things because the matches are only 10, 15, 20 minutes usually, while the normal all pick matches or the ranked matches, they are usually 30 to 70 minutes. Tormentor now spawns for the first time at 15. Tormentor now grants 250 gold to each team member on death. Still grants additional 280 gold when all team members already have Aghanim's shard. So if you get the Tormentor, all 5 get 250 gold and plus 280 gold if everyone already has a shard. So it's always worth it to take the Tormentor. Tormentor is also dependent. It's always worth it to get the Tormentor because you get the gold. Tormentor is also dependent on a day and night cycle, so it's at Radiant side at night and at Dire side at day. Oh, that's interesting. As a result, it will always appear at the Radiant side first, or at Dire side in Turbo. Why is it Dire side at day? Appear at Radiant side first, or Dire side in Turbo? Well, I'm not playing Turbo, so I rarely play Turbo mode, so I care about this. The Tormentor will spawn at the Radiant side at night and Dire side at day. And it starts at the Radiant side. Due to this, Roshan and Tormentor are always on opposite sides. Exceptions may apply in Turbo. Okay, so Turbo mode just got more complex. Tormentor's abilities now scale with game time instead of the number of deaths. Unyielding shield damage absorb rescaled from 2500 plus 200 per death to 1900 plus 20 per minute of game time. Unyielding shield barrier regeneration rescaled from 100 plus 100 per death to 30 plus 5 per minute of game time. Reflect damage percentage rescaled from 90 plus 20 per death to 50 plus 2 per minute of game time. The shining damage per second increased from 30 to 6. That's double the damage. The shining radius decreased 1200 to 1000. So you need to be a bit closer to the Tormentor when you run away as a support, low HP. Don't run out of the radius. Elevation. New ability. After dying, the Tormentor leaves behind a 900 radius aura that increases health regeneration of all units in the area by 2% of the max health, lasts 15 seconds. Okay, we have to test the Tormentor. The aura heals you. I already covered it in my last video. How much damage is the difference from instead of absorbing 2500 only 1900 to 20 per minute of a game time. So after 10 minutes it would be 200, 20 minutes 400, 30 minutes 600, 40 minutes 800, 50 minutes 1000 per death. 1000 shield damage absorb would be 1900 plus 1000 after 50 minutes, which would be 2900. And this after 50 minutes would be 2700. So it's much easier to take Tormentor from minute 0 to 40 than, I mean, they spawn at minute 15, but the Tormentors at minute 15, 25, 35, they must be much easier now. And 45. But if it goes to a Tormentor at 55 minutes, the shield absorbs more damage. Well, so it's easier to take this early mid game. But late game, Tormentor gets much stronger. Lotus Pool, Shrines of Wisdom, and Bounty Runes. Change the way healing lotuses are collected from Lotus Pool. Lotus Pool now have 3 entrances and an empty region in the center. Heroes will automatically gather lotuses when within 350 units of the center of a pool as long as they have available space in the inventory. The first lotus takes 1.5 seconds to collect, and each subsequent lotus in a row takes 30% less time. The second lotus will take 1.05 seconds, the third one 0.735 seconds, down to a minimum of 0.3 seconds. Yeah, you take the lotuses faster. The timer only counts down when all heroes within range are on the same team, pausing if an enemy hero enters the area and resuming when enemies leave. If multiple allied heroes are all within range, the lotus will be granted to a random hero. Oh, it can be a random hero from your allies. So you have to do some team play and give your teammate the lotus. Lotus pools will now spawn great lotus after tier 4 neutral items are available. Lotus pool will now spawn great lotus after tier 5 neutral items are available. All remaining lotuses in lotus pools will be combined and rounded up to the nearest number of great lotuses they could form. Yeah, this is 2 times the same text. Shrines of Wisdom, Wisdom runes removed and replaced with new buildings. Shrines of Wisdom. Shrines of Wisdom are located in the offline side jungles between the tier 1 and tier 2 towers, where the ancient camps used to be. So instead of farming the ancient camps on the offline side between tier 1 and tier 2, you would take the Wisdom rune. The shrines will activate every 7 minutes, glowing and filling with experience. To gather the experience from activated shrine, a hero must stand within 300 units for 3 seconds. Like Lotus Pools, the shrine will not count down time if an enemy hero contests by standing within the effect radius, and will resume only if the enemy hero leaves the area or is killed. Experience will be granted to a random hero within 300 units of the shrine, and also to their teammate with the lowest experience. Bounty runes spawn interval increased from 3 minutes to 4 minutes. Gold provided after initial set rescaled from 36 plus 9 per 5 minutes to 40 plus 6 per 4 minutes. So the initial bounty gold is a bit more, 40 instead of 36. But now let's do the math. 9 gold per 5 minutes is 18 after 10 minutes. This would be 12 after 8 minutes and 18 after 12 minutes. So here you have 18 after 10 minutes, here you have 18 bonus gold after 12 minutes. Well, which means you get much more gold, because if you continue the math here, it would be well, again, 12 bonus gold after 8 minutes, 24 bonus gold after 16 minutes, and here it would be, how it used to be, would be 18 after 10 minutes and 27 after 15 minutes. But over the time it gets more after after like 30-40 minutes. I think then you have around about 30-40-50 minutes. So for late game, the bounty runes give you way more gold. You know, in the last patches, oftentimes the bounty runes, they were just on the map, and sometimes teams forget to take them, so there are 3, 4, 5 bounty runes just on the ground. Nobody took them. Now, if you are like, oh, I need some gold for buyback, someone can just take them, and you have much more gold now in late game and at the end of the mid game, 30, 40, 50 minutes plus. And about the shrines, they will activate every 7 minutes. So every 7 minutes you go to them. This is still the same time. Instead of the wisdom runes, you go to the shrines after 7 minutes. You have to battle out if, let's say, the position 4 goes there and at the position 5 of the opponent team, you then have to fight for 3 seconds to gather them. So yeah, here the enemy hero has to leave the area. Experience will be granted to a random hero within 300 units of the shrine, and also their teammate with the lowest experience. Values and behavior are identical to wisdom runes. So your position 5 or 4 support will get the wisdom rune. So it's just, yeah, whoever's lowest on your team gets the wisdom experience. And how much is the experience? Does it say here? No, it doesn't say how much experience. But it's usually like 1 level or a bit less than 1 level for yourself and, well, your teammate with the lowest XP. So if you take it as position 4, you maybe get 1 level, and your position 5 teammate also gets the experience. Then other terrain changes, the region specific map buffs, mighty mines, etc.